We have a classic overplaying your hand situation playing out right now, as Donald Trump apparently has now reversed course and said that he's going to release things about, all of the government files and emails. Let me tell you right now, there's not going to be anything in there. But I'm glad they're going to release it. And let me also point out that this whole debacle, the last 2 weeks of Trump letting the Democrats control the narrative, letting the Democrats use these victims to cover up for their government shutdown, to cover up for their general ineptitude. This was a huge tactical error by Trump. And if he was being advised, I don't know why he was so stuck on, not releasing them. But I do actually kind of understand why he calls them a hoax now, because I think he's constantly referring to them as a hoax because the Democrats are saying, oh, well, Trump's in there. We all know he isn't. I'm sure there are emails referring to him, but I think emails that are going to actually look bad for Democrats. We just saw it revealed that Jeffrey was texting directly a Democrat lawmaker on how to go after Trump. This woman should be in jail. This is all falling apart. It is completely backfired because they overplayed their hands. This is exactly what I expected. Trump is doing the exact right thing. He should be releasing them. He should have done it sooner. But here we go. He just put this out, new from Trump. As of Friday night on board Air Force One, to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the files because we have nothing to hide. And it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by the radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party. Thank you. I told everyone on Friday who was melting down that Trump would eventually get this right. I told you. I said, stop blackpilling. He's going to make the right call, and he did. I believe I never liked how he called it a hoax, but now I'm kind of understanding why he does. He maybe isn't necessarily saying that, the crimes are a hoax, just that Trump is implicated in them. That's a hoax. And we do know that is, because if he was, Joe Biden would have released it for 4 years. And let me just be clear, and all of you already know this, these Democrats who are pretending to suddenly care about these victims, why didn't they care the last 4 years when Joe Biden was in office? They don't care about them. They just care about using the victims to cover up for their own ineptitude. By the way, I'm going to leave a link in the description to our coffee website. Everyone's got Thanksgiving coming up. Have some coffee. If you're going somewhere, bring a couple bags or boxes. If you're having people over, have it there. People will go berserk. They will think it's the coolest thing that you brought there. And you'll be helping the channel massively. This is a win-win-win because hopefully people will like the coffee and then they can just go to Coffee Brand Coffee and get it free overnight shipping. We have butterscotch toffee and blueberry cobbler I can recommend for great dessert coffees if you're a K-cup person, or if you like ground. Our spiked jack-o'-lantern, which is very on season, and our blackberry cream are delicious dessert coffees. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Let's continue this. It's move to great success, including our recent victory on the Democrats on their shutdown. The Department of Justice has already turned over tens of thousands of pages to the public on Jeffrey and are looking at various Democrat operatives, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, and their relationships to Jeffrey. And the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. I don't care. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point, which is the economy and affordability, where we will win big. Exactly what I said. It was never going to be these files that sunk the Democrats at the midterms. It was going to be the economy. And it was going to be Gen Z's general malaise and Gen Z's hopelessness that was going to cost the Republicans midterms. That was simply going to be the truth of it. Like, yes, I want these files released. Yes, I want to know how many lawmakers, Democrat or Republican, were involved in any of this stuff. But also, I'd like for gas to come down. I'd like for beef to come down. I'd like for rent to come down. I'd like for heating and electric bills to come down. I'd like for all generations to have a little bit more money left at the end of the month to put away for the retirement, right? Which is economy affordability. Our victory on reducing inflation from the highest level in history to practically nothing, bringing down the prices for the American people, delivering historic tax cuts, gaining trillions of dollars of investment in America, a record, the rebuilding of our military, security of our... Yes, Trump came back out on Monday and said, I got you guys. I've heard you. I am going to release the files. I think Trump just didn't understand how much people in his base cared about the files. I think that he thought people were only interested in it for the purposes of going after him. That's genuinely what I believe. That's why he kept calling it a hoax. That's why he kept saying, it doesn't matter. I think that he thought that the only vector of attack was going to be used to attack him. But they were using the speculation that he was in the files to attack him anyway. How about this story? Jeffrey texted with House Democrat during the Cohen hearings. Documents show new release documents from the convicted Creep's estate include text messages from him that appear to influence the lawmakers' questions to Trump's personal attorney at 2019 congressional hearing. The new release documents from his estate show that convicted offender texted with Democrat member of Congress, Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands during a congressional hearing with Michael Cohen. And those text messages may have influenced the Congresswoman's questions of Cohen, President Trump's former personal attorney and fixer. In the texts, Jeffrey appeared to be watching the hearing in real time and at one point informed Plaskett, whose name is redacted from the documents, that Cohen had brought up former Trump executive assistant Rona Graff. In his testimony at the time, Cohen was testifying before the House Oversight Committee against his former boss, claiming that Trump was racist, manipulated financial records, and all this stuff. Cohen brought up Rona, the keeper of secrets. Jeffrey texted, misspelling Graff's last name. Rona, Plaskett replied, quick, I'm up next. Is that an acronym? She added, suggesting that she would question Cohen soon. Then his assistant, Jeffrey replied, she should be in prison. She should absolutely be in prison. Like, all of this stuff, like, if anything, this has been a nuclear backfire. If these files have done anything, it is that they have revealed that Jeffrey hated Trump. That Jeffrey absolutely positively was going after Trump, trying to get him to, turn on Trump. He was trying to get people to go after him, all that kind of stuff. All of that. Like, if this guy was chummy with Trump, then why would he be constantly trying to screw him over? It's because he wasn't. This overplay of their hand is going to end up totally vindicating Trump. It's going to totally vindicate him. Republican Representative blasts that his investigation is a smokescreen while survivors beg Congress to finally relieve the hidden reveal. Just reveal everything and move on. He should have done this weeks ago. He should have done this day one. Thomas Massie, going after Thomas Massie, don't love it. But going after his wife and his getting remarried, that's weird. I mean, Trump's had how many wives? Just get back to the business at hand. That's what Trump needs to do. Trump ordered U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi on Friday to launch an official investigation into prominent Democrats linked to the disgraced financier. If they have ongoing investigations in certain areas, those documents can't be released, Massey told ABC on Sunday. So this might be a big smokescreen. These investigations to open a bunch of them as a last-ditch effort to release the files. Massey also slammed the president for only linking the investigation to Democrats and questioned why he wants to prevent the release. Again, if you just release them, You don't have to allow people to speculate. This was a huge tactical mistake by the Trump administration, but it's one that they're all over and getting it right now. Trump says that they should release it. He has nothing to hide. So now this is so great. Nobody cared about Jeffrey when he was alive, and if the Democrats had anything, they would have released it before our landslide election victory. Some members of the Republican Party are being used, and we can't let that happen, he added. Let's start talking about the Republican Party's record, setting achievements, and to not fall into the Jeffrey trap, which is actually a curse on Democrat, not us, make America great again. This is absolutely the correct response. This is absolutely positively the correct response. Get rid of all these distractions. All this nonsense. Oh my God, MAGA's dead. The Trump administration is falling apart. Blah, blah, blah. No. Now, what's going to be funny is when the Democrats now suddenly pivot and come out against releasing them. Because that's what's going to happen, friends. They're going to come out against releasing them. Mark my words. You're going to have certain Democrats that are like, herder, don't release them. My victims. And it's going to be one of the most transparent, epic fails of the Democrats' pathetic, flailing attempts. We need to get back to talking about how bad the Democrats are. And we need to stop talking about these files. The only way we can stop talking about them is by releasing them. Trump finally sees this. I hope people can calm down now and get the dang things out quickly so the Democrats can stop using them to cover up for their failures. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Don't forget to pre-order your Christmas gifts. There's only 500 of each available since I have to pack them myself. And also pick up your Thanksgiving hosting gifts on our website, coffeebrandcoffee.com. Link in the description. We'll talk to you again real soon.